Hey warrior, there is an invisible line inside every one of us. The line that separates who we truly are from what the world tries to make us. Most people cross it without even realizing it. They bend, they shrink, they hide their true selves just to be accepted, just to be liked, just to avoid conflict. It starts small. You let someone disrespect you and laugh it off. You agree with something you do not believe, so you do not upset anyone. You say you are fine when you are not, because you do not want to make things uncomfortable. Over time, this becomes normal. Before you know it, you are no longer living for yourself. You are living for everyone else's approval. The Stoics warned about this long before our time. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." We say we value ourselves, but we hand over our self-respect in exchange for the smallest crumbs of approval. Think about how many times you have left a conversation, replaying what you wish you had said. How many times you felt the sting of disrespect, but swallowed your words because you did not want to seem difficult. That is where the problem begins. When you lower yourself, when you pretend you are smaller or weaker than you really are, you teach the world how to treat you. And the truth is, the world rarely treats you better than you demand. The Stoic path is not about arrogance. It is not about being cold or untouchable. It is about being rooted in who you are so deeply that no one can pull you down without your permission. Being important in life does not mean being rich or famous. It means you matter to yourself first. It means you live by a personal code you will not break. Not for love, not for money, not for belonging. Epictetus taught that you should never trade your integrity for anything that does not truly matter. If something costs you your self-respect, it is too expensive, no matter what it promises in return. In this video, I am going to share 6 Stoic lessons that will help you stop lowering yourself and start commanding quiet respect. These are not vague motivational phrases. They are practical tools you can use right now to hold your ground, value your voice, and walk through life with dignity. If you are ready, leave a comment right now saying, "I am claiming my worth today." Number 1. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. One of the fastest ways people lower themselves without even noticing is by over-explaining their actions, their choices, and even their dreams. It sounds polite. It sounds like you are just trying to be understood. But here is the truth. Every time you justify yourself, you hand away your power. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "If you wish to be a writer, write." He did not say, "If you wish to be a writer, explain to everyone why you are writing so they approve of you." The Stoics knew that actions speak louder than words, and that explaining too much invites trouble. The more you explain yourself, the more you open the door for people to question your motives, poke holes in your reasoning, and plant doubt in your mind. Over-explaining comes from insecurity, from the hidden belief that your choices are not valid until someone else says they are. It is lowering yourself until you are practically asking permission to live your own life. And when you do that, you teach the world that you do not trust your own judgment unless someone else validates it for you. Here is the hard reality. Not everyone will agree with your decisions. Not everyone will understand them. That is okay. Their understanding is not required for you to live your life. If someone does not like what you are doing, that is their emotional work to deal with, not your burden to carry. Think about the hours you have wasted justifying your path to people who are not even on the road with you. You explain why you quit a job, why you ended a relationship, why you started a business, why you are changing your habits. And yet half the time, these people are not invested in your growth. They are just curious or judgmental. And when you finish explaining, you often walk away second-guessing yourself, wondering if maybe they were right. This is how over-explaining slowly chips away at your confidence. The Stoic way is different. They teach us to act with conviction and let the action speak for itself. You do not need to give a speech for every decision you make. You do not need to defend your every move like you are on trial. Save your explanations for the rare moments when they truly matter, when they help someone grow, when they protect a relationship, or when they are part of your own self-reflection. But do not make explaining your default habit. Learn to let your silence carry authority. Learn to let your decisions stand on their own. The world will respect you more when they see that you respect yourself enough to live without constant permission slips. Your life is your responsibility. Live it boldly, without apology. Number 2, never compete for attention. The more you chase people, the smaller you become. The more you fight to be seen, the more invisible you make yourself. Stop playing the game of trying to be noticed. It is a losing battle. The Stoics teach us that your worth has nothing to do with who is watching. Your worth is measured by how true you are to your own purpose, how disciplined you are with your own soul. Epictetus said, "Seek not for events to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will flow well." Stop wishing that certain people would notice you. Stop wishing that the world would clap for you. Your job is not to be seen. Your job is to become unshakable in who you are. When you stop competing for attention, something powerful happens. You become magnetic. People feel your presence because you are no longer begging for theirs. Desperation pushes people away. Power pulls them in. This is why chasing attention is weakness. Every time you run after someone who ignores you, you are telling them you have no value without them. You are handing them control over your self-worth, and that is unacceptable. A person who respects themselves does not compete for space in someone else's mind. They build their own kingdom. They focus on their mission, their craft, their growth, and their discipline. They let their results speak louder than their need to be noticed. The right people will see you, without you having to beg. The wrong people will drift away, and that is a blessing. Never lower yourself to perform for those who would not even notice if you disappeared. You do not exist to dance for their approval. You exist to live your purpose. When you stop fighting for attention, you take your power back. You stop performing for the crowd and start performing for your soul. You become grounded, centered, untouchable. You no longer care who claps, who stares, or who stays silent. That is when your presence becomes undeniable. People feel it without you having to say a word. This is what the Stoics mastered. The ability to live so deeply in alignment that the world cannot look away. Your focus is not to be seen. Your focus is to see yourself clearly and act accordingly. That is real strength. That is real freedom. Number 3, learn to walk away. One of the most powerful skills a Stoic can master is the ability to leave without anger, without drama, without needing to prove anything. Walking away is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you can improve." If a friendship, a relationship, or a situation drains your energy, disrespects you, or costs you your peace, you owe it to yourself to step away. You do not owe explanations. You do not owe apologies. You do not owe your time to people who cannot value it. Walking away silently is a declaration of power. It shows that your self-worth is not dependent on others' approval, their recognition, or their understanding. It shows that you are the master of your inner world, not a servant to the chaos around you. When you walk away, you are saying, "My peace, my focus, my integrity are more important than proving my point." You do not need to argue. You do not need to justify. You do not need to convince anyone. The world respects those who can leave when they are not valued. It respects those who refuse to shrink for the comfort of others. Walking away is not giving up. It is reclaiming yourself. It is taking back the energy, the time, and the dignity that others would waste or misuse. Every moment you spend proving your worth to someone who cannot see it is a moment stolen from your growth, your purpose, your mission. The Stoics understood that the true battle is never outside. It is always within. Protecting your inner world is not optional. It is essential. By walking away when respect is absent, you train yourself to value what truly matters. You do not beg for attention. You do not chase validation. You do not shrink. You move forward with strength, clarity, and quiet confidence. This is the power of walking away. This is the strength of those who refuse to lower themselves. When you embrace this principle, you no longer give your peace away. You no longer surrender your dignity. You no longer allow others to dictate how you feel, what you tolerate, or who you become. Walking away is your sword, your shield, and your quiet victory. It is the mark of a person who respects themselves enough to never be small for anyone again. Number 4. Protect your time like gold. Time is the most valuable currency you will ever own. Every second wasted on meaningless drama, shallow arguments, or toxic people chips away at your self-respect. Every hour spent trying to prove yourself to those who do not value you is an hour stolen from your growth, your purpose, and your peace. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Imagine if you truly believed that. If today were all you had left, would you scroll endlessly? Would you argue with someone who cannot see your worth? Would you linger in a situation that drains your soul? Probably not. Guard your time as fiercely as a king guards his treasure. Say no without guilt. Cancel commitments that do not serve you. Prioritize the actions, people, and work that align with your mission. Your calendar is a mirror of your self-respect. Fill it with noise, distractions, and approval-seeking, and you signal to the world that your time is worthless. Protect it, and others will follow your lead. Every choice you make about how you spend your time is a vote for the life you want to live. Do not vote for chaos. Do not vote for compromise. Do not vote for people who drain you. Treat your hours as precious because they are. The Stoics understood this deeply. They measured every day, not by what others expected of them, but by what they owed to themselves, their growth, their virtue, and their peace. You cannot reclaim lost time. Once it is gone forever. So, be deliberate, be intentional, be ruthless about what you allow into your life. Respect your time, and you respect yourself. Guard it, and you command the respect of others. When you start treating your time like gold, everything changes. You stop lowering yourself for trivialities. You stop bending for the approval of those who will never see your worth. You focus only on what truly matters. You become unstoppable, unshakable, and unyielding. This is how the strong protect their lives. This is how the wise honor themselves. Guard your time, because in doing so, you guard your very life, your peace, and your self-respect. Number 5. Speak less, mean more. The person who speaks the least often holds the greatest power in any room. Words are not strength. They are influence only when used with precision. When you talk too much, when you try to prove yourself with endless chatter, you lower your authority, you dilute your presence, and you hand away your power. The Stoics understood this. Epictetus said, "Be silent for the most part, or say only what is necessary and in a few words." Every word should carry weight. Every sentence should matter. Learn to let silence do the heavy lifting. Listen more than you speak. Observe before you respond. Measure the impact of your voice before you release it. When a person of few words speaks, attention sharpens, respect rises, and influence grows. Stop speaking to fill space. Stop oversharing. Stop explaining yourself or trying to justify your existence to the inattentive. Your calm, measured speech will command far more respect than 1,000 loud arguments. Silence is not emptiness. It is power held in reserve. It is authority waiting to be felt rather than shouted. When you speak with clarity and conviction, each word lands like a stone thrown into still water, rippling with meaning. Speaking less is not cowardice. Speaking less is mastery. It is the discipline to know that your presence alone is enough, that your actions speak louder than your explanations, that your quiet confidence outweighs the noise of the unwise. The more you resist the urge to fill the air, the more people will notice the value of your voice. The Stoics practiced this daily, allowing thought to precede speech, reflection to shape dialogue, and purpose to guide every utterance. In doing so, they cultivated authority that could not be questioned, and respect that could not be demanded. It was earned. You can do the same. Speak less, mean more, and watch as the world listens. Let your silence be as eloquent as your words, and let your presence alone set the standard. True power comes not from the quantity of your words, but from the weight they carry. Master this, and you command respect without shouting. Master this, and you never lower yourself to be understood, to be approved, or to be noticed. You simply are. You are heard. You are respected. You are important. Number 6. Strengthen compassion. This may seem like weakness to some, but true Stoic strength is not born from hatred, bitterness, or revenge. It is born from understanding, from seeing beyond the surface, from mastering the storm within. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But I have seen the nature of the good and the bad, and I know that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own." The Stoics understood that expecting flaws is not pessimism. It is preparation. People will hurt you. They will disappoint you. They will act selfishly, thoughtlessly, or even cruelly. And when they do, you have a choice. You can react with anger, chaos, and destruction, or you can respond with calm, clarity, and compassion. Compassion does not mean tolerating abuse. It does not mean allowing others to trample your boundaries. It means you rise above the storm, you shield your spirit, and you refuse to hand over your peace for someone else's failure. When you understand that flawed behavior comes from ignorance, fear, or pain, you stop taking insults personally. You stop feeding the fire of resentment. You see the person as human, not as an enemy, and you maintain control over your inner world. Responding with compassion is not a soft action. It is deliberate. It is a mark of mastery. It signals that you are not a slave to emotion, that your dignity cannot be bought or bargained away, that your power is rooted in virtue rather than reaction. When the world lashes out, when others seek to provoke you, when chaos surrounds you, compassion allows you to stay steady. You observe, you understand, and you act in alignment with your principles. This is the ultimate strength. It is quiet. It is unshakable. It is resilient. It does not need approval or recognition. By practicing compassion, you protect your soul, preserve your clarity, and command respect without force. You become the calm in the storm, the anchor in the chaos, the presence that others notice not because you shout, but because you endure, you understand, and you rise above. Strengthen your compassion, and you are untouchable, not because the world bends to you, but because you have mastered the world within. If you take away only one truth from this video, let it be this: your worth is non-negotiable. You do not debate your dignity. You do not trade your values for someone else's approval. You do not bend your truth to fit their expectations. You live by your own code, and that is where true power lies. This is how you earn quiet, unshakable respect. This is how you stop lowering yourself. These 6 Stoic lessons are more than ideas. They are a daily practice, a mindset, a way of life. Stop explaining yourself. Stop competing for attention. Learn to walk away when you are disrespected. Protect your time like it is gold. Speak less, but make every word carry weight. Strengthen compassion and respond with understanding, not anger. Apply these lessons consistently, and you will no longer beg for respect. People will sense it. They will feel it in your presence. Now it's your turn. If you are ready to stop shrinking, to reclaim your inner power, drop this in the comments: I refuse to lower myself ever again. Hit that like button to commit to your self-respect. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom each week, and begin living fully from your own true power. Remember, respect begins with you. The moment you honor your own worth, the world has no choice but to meet you there. Stand firm. Speak with quiet authority. Walk through life unshaken. Your self-respect is priceless, and it is yours to command.